my God. I'm so sick. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like with illness, you have to just awkwardly deal with, like, oh, look. Because it's like, I swear to God, I didn't get sick this often when I was younger. But then again, we have COVID, we have norovirus, RSV, bird flu for some fucking reason. We got everything. And also, I still need to get my vaccine. So that's probably why I need to get my booster shots for COVID, as well as my booster shots for the flu in general. I haven't gotten a flu shot in God knows when. That's my own fault. I'm not anti-vaccine. I just kind of keep forgetting, and it's like I got other shit to deal with usually. But I always say, kind of like, it's like Jesus Christ. It's like if Tamia wants to get her life together, it's usually one of three things: some sort of fucked up, unnecessary relationship issue. If it's not that, extreme amounts of illness, and if it's not that, extreme poverty. Your girl is getting tired. I'm gonna share some good news because you know what? It's been enough time. I can say it. I was recently given $1,000. I was given it by a very nice man who definitely has some issues, wants me to help me get my life together. A very sweet man. We appreciate him. And I guess a part of me is just like, okay, like I'm trying. I'm trying to be happy, but deep down it's like, I'll put it this way. You know that Hey guy I was dealing with? If you don't, he's the Jewish blonde twink I was fucking with. He's one of those dudes where it's like when you first meet him, you're like, this guy's a 6, but he's sweet, and then you get to know him more and have sex with him, and it's like, oh, this dude's actually a 9, and my pussy will not stop getting soaking fucking wet at the idea of this man, and I like him a lot. I would have liked to have spent an entire spring and summer with this man as a casual fling, you know. Like, I wanted to meet him where he was at. I knew he got out of a long relationship and all that. I liked him a lot. He made me feel a special type of happiness that I haven't felt in quite some time. Not saying he's the only guy to ever make me happy on this planet, no. But I've known him on and off for several years. He was the first guy to get everything right. Because trust me, I've had niggas who have wanted me for even up to like 6, 7 years. And they still, like, I've had niggas literally stalk me online, watch how my life is every single goddamn day for 6 years, and then still come into my life on some fuck shit. Like, ooh, hey to me, I know you don't like stinky guys who are stingy, broke, and stupid, so I'm gonna be all of that. I'm gonna show up with no sort of shower within the last 2 days. I'm gonna accuse you of trying to make me buy you things, even though, like, and it was weird with that one specific guy. I remember his name, Vincent. Fuck Vincent. I remember specifically with Vincent, we were in IKEA and I had a fucking like $10 reward I was gonna use for myself, and I saw a $2 lamp, and I simply was just like, "Oh, can you reach and get that for me?" Because mind you, Vincent is like 6 foot something. He's super tall. Vincent is like, I'm buying you anything else aside from the candles because we agreed on the candles and that's what I'm getting you. And I said, because and it's like, okay, nigga, cool. You agreed to get me some $4 candles. Great. That's not what I asked you at all. And I said, I asked you specifically, can you reach up and get that lamp for me? And then he was like, oh. And then instead of just reaching up to get it with his long, lanky arms, you know what this nigga does? He just goes, and he just looks around like, I don't know if there's anyone else to grab it for you. Well, what are you? You are stupid as fuck and musty as fuck. The only thing you got going for you is that you're like 6'1" or so. How about you use that for good? But no, he decided to be stupid, and then he got shocked and hurt and annoyed. Like, he even recently tried to slide into my DMs again, and it's like, nigga, get the fuck out of my face. Because it's like, you were really gonna act like, oh, I don't like poor men. Poor men are the type of men where it's like, because it's like, nigga, really? A $2.49 circular lamp that I didn't even ask you to buy just to reach for so I can get myself. And you went out of your way to antagonize me as if I was asking you to pay for it? That costs less than a Snickers bar. Like, fuck you. And if you're like, Tamia, where the fuck do you live where it's motherfucking $2.50 for a Snickers bar? That's way too overpriced. My state is expensive. What can I say? I'm just saying. Oh, niggas piss me off. And, like, yeah. But then meanwhile, Hey was the type of guy where it's like, he knew how I was. Like, he was very sweet. Like, it took him time to finally get the nerve to shoot his shot. And he was single and all that. But he shot his shot with me. And he did well. Like, he was sweet about it. He was like, hey, let's go shopping and, like, check out antique stores and thrift stores. And, like, if he saw that I liked a piece of jewelry or a necklace, he'd get it for me. and he knew how to fuck. That man knew how to fuck. Like, I swear to God, that man had some sort of Lovecraftian horror in his tongue. He was blessed because it's like he was eating me out so good that I thought he had 3 different tongues in his mouth. I still don't know how he did some of the shit he did. I swear to God, a man like that needs to be married for the sake, like, just for the sake of him being quarantined to just one woman or man, because he is bicurious, which is, he's gay, at a time. He needs to be quarantined to just one person. He should not have the right to be able to sexually change a whole woman's life like that just with his tongue. That's a power that can be used for good and evil, and he needs to be put in containment for everyone's safety. Otherwise, we're gonna have tons of women out here, motherfucking high libidos, in hysterics, like being locked up in psych wards and given lobotomies or whatever, because this nigga found a way to actually make women hysterical in the way that they thought women were in the 1800s and 90s. It is funny how back in the day they could just put you in a psych ward for being horny. Like, if your man wasn't fucking you right, and if you were just horny on some Nosferatu, like, rip your shirt open, fuck me husband shit, they'd be like, send her ass to the psych ward. Freaky ass bitch. That's so sad. They didn't deserve that. The women never deserved that. I'm just saying. Oh, nothing makes me more sad than a slutty man who I can't get with again. And I've been really sad over that. And I know you should be like, Tamia, you literally replaced him within like a single 24 hours. Yes, I sure did. But it doesn't change the fact that it's like 3 tongues in one mouth is a talent. 7 inches, and it's like, he did positions that I've seen men fail at way too. Like, that man made fucking an Olympian level sport. I'm not saying I'm in love with that man, but I'm just saying it was like, it was like, I don't know. He knew the type of woman I was. He knows that it's like, okay, she likes it when men buy her things. She likes sparkly shit. She likes communication. She likes really good sex. And she likes people who are nice to her and treat her well. And he did well at that at first. And then he totally fucked it up because he's a maladaptive cunt. And that still has me really sad about it. It's kind of depressing how many times I can look back at old flings and be like, damn, we didn't need to keep fucking. We didn't need to date. But can we have at least stayed friends? Because it's like, oh, you fuck a dude, watch how his contact with you just drops down by 80%. You start fucking with it, like, I don't know. And dudes just do weird shit. It's like, because it's like, nigga, if you just want to be fucking, that's okay. But it's like, I remember that when I was cuddling with Hay after the last time he fucked my brains out, this man kissed me on my forehead. And I ignored it the first time. Like, I didn't acknowledge it. It's like, okay, he probably just did that because he just felt like it. Okay, whatever. But then he did it a second time, like a little longer, and then he was like, "Oh, sorry, is that too much? I'm sorry, is that too much? And is that off limits?" And I just thought to myself, okay, doing it once is already a bit too much, but whatever. I would let it slide because I know sometimes men just do bullshit for the sake of bullshit. They just whatever feels right in the moment. They don't think about future consequences. Doing it twice, and then my emotion didn't change. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is up with this dude. I don't know. I'm just a little glum because it's like, oh no, my passive friend of several years no longer can be my friend anymore, and shit has hit the fan so dramatically bad that we will never ever ever talk again. That makes me really really sad. But then again, if they were that good of a friend, I think we would have been in touch during all of 2024. It is funny, I don't I mentioned in another video how me and this individual, we cut contact at some point. There's 2 theorized reasons that I don't feel fully comfortable sharing, but I guess it's like, I forgot if it's like at some point if I asked if he was DTF for like, you know, in exchange for something, because I do that. Of course I do. I love nice things. He wants sex. Easy peasy. But I don't think he had as nice of a job as he currently does, so I think he might have ghosted for that reason. Or number 2, I think I just was really depressed about something, and I think he just couldn't handle it at the time, so it was just easy to ghost me. But I know it came up twice. I remember the first time he kind of was like, yeah, I wonder why we stopped talking. I was so sad about that. And I said, I reached out to you several times. I don't believe you. And he was like, oh. And actually, now that I think about it, did he ghost me 2 separate times? I could have sworn that I've had this conversation with him more than once over like a few years ago and this year. Interesting. Maybe I shouldn't be as lovey-dovey about this dude as I want to be. But either way, let's just say I remember that the second time we meet up and the final time, face to face, we talked about it over ramen, and he did mention, he was like, yeah, I remembered, like, when you had your pages deleted, I was so sad, and, like, and I felt super bad because I ghosted you around those times, and he said that knowing him, he probably, because he takes antidepressants, and he probably just didn't, he can get into really bad depressive episodes and stuff, and they can really, really fuck him up. And he wasn't on in therapy or taking depressants at the time, so I think it just really, really got to him, everything he was going through. And one thing led to another, and well, I got left behind. And then I guess by whatever time he kind of decided to reach back out to me, whether it was for sexual reasons or just for the sake of friendship or whatever the fuck. All I know is he tried to, he could not find my username because all my pages got deleted, and he was super, super sad about it. And at some point, like, years would pass by, and he still was like, ah, fuck. Like, he actually even told me, he was like, I wanted to even make a post online, like, hey, does anyone remember this user or how to find her? Like, kind of like hunting for Cinderella with only a glass slipper, except it's like hunting for a bad bitch you met on Reddit who you only know the personality of and not really how they look like, using only their, like, discontinued Reddit usernames. Very funny because, I don't know, it was cute how happy they were when we got back in contact. Because, yeah, I made a post online looking for someone to eat me out. They were like, hi, I could be down. And I said, hey, I remember you. We've really met before. And then they were like, holy shit, you? And then they said my exact old usernames, and they were amped as fuck. But they also didn't hesitate. They were like, I will eat your fucking pussy, happily. That was great. I loved that. I don't know. I wanted things to work with them. I want things to work with people, but they just, I don't know, people are stuck in their ways, and that's how they are. I wanted things to work with Mitchell. I wanted to be his friend, but no, sadly, he had to be a weird little rapey asshole who liked to gaslight and revise history and have his walls up in an ego and weird complexes that, like, just a fearful, avoidant ass motherfucker. It's like, who wants love but also is afraid of it at the same time and has mommy issues, and his parents didn't divorce, so he's got fears of love, and I don't know, I just, like, I don't know. And then I am glad that I met Hay because Hay was great. When I met Hay, like, it was great because it's like, cool, I got a cute little gay nigga sucking my titties in the back of this movie theater, and I'm having a blast with him. And it is exquisite. He was great at that shit. And then he also was happy. Like, that man got me so much food in that day. He got me 2 dinners just because he liked me. He was really sweet. We were doing freaky shit in the back of cars, and, ooh, yeah, we got. That was very sexy and slutty. I loved it. He was a funny. I hate to say it. He was genuinely very handsome and very funny. And a part of me is just like, what about the road not taken? What if I communicated better? What if he communicated better? And of course, it's like, sure, he could communicate better, but he's a stupid idiot. But it's like, I don't know. Why am I trying to make myself feel guilt? Because it's like, I tried. I did. I tried. I liked Hay a lot. I like when I could tell I was getting too attached to him and he was getting distant from me. The first thing I did was take a long time to process what I wanted, how I thought, how I felt. And I thought, I don't truly want him romantically. I see potential there, but I don't need that. And I would never be monogamous to him anyway, unless, like, it was astronomically good between us. Two, I thought to myself, I want him as a friend, and I want him as a fuck. But since we can't fuck for a few weeks because he's moving, and since we can't really be friends, well, I guess I really want to, we should just separate. And I just told him that I wanted some space, mainly because I wanted to be good for him and not fuck up his life. And I communicated everything well. And he knew how bad my mental headspace was, but no, he didn't want to listen. He did not want to listen. And instead, he sent me a snarky ass, condescending ass response, as if trying to make me feel bad for trying to have standards where it's like, hi, if I have a friends with benefits, I'm either gonna need the fuck benefits or I'm gonna need some actual friendship. Like, anyway, I do feel glad that I replaced that nigga in under 24 hours, and he saw that and he was pissed as fuck and sad as fuck, and I did silly things because I was feeling petty and vengeful, and so did he. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, if I could rewind time, I don't know, I wonder what would have happened if I just called him and was like, hey, how are you doing? Like, I don't know, but I didn't want to be the bigger person, because I've spent so much of my life being the bigger person, you know? I've spent so much of my life trying to communicate with people, talk to people, get to know them, and how do I put this? Even the recent guy I've been seeing, the guy who I replaced Hay with, the sweet guy who gave me $1,000, he said I have a very motherly instinct, where I tend to be very understanding and caring for people, even in situations where most people wouldn't. That's not exactly a gift, it's not exactly a curse, it's not exactly a compliment, because if anything, I'll put it this way. Regardless of this, people still lie to me. They hide and obscure the truth, they get resentful towards me, they do weird things. I really wish that back then, Hay could have just told me, like, because Hayes' actions make sense. Hayes' actions to be like me saying that I wanted space for a few weeks while he gets his, it's like I wish he would have just been like, "Hi, is this you trying to end our friendship for good? Did I disappoint you?" I'm so like, because apparently he has some sort of complex about disappointing people, and it really fucks him up. So he gets really, really depressed easily if he feels like he's let people down, or if he feels like he's like made someone upset. Then it really, really can fuck with his head. I wish he would have at least felt some sort of comfort in being able to talk to me like, "Hi, to me, did I hurt your feelings? Did I make you feel bad? Are we still friends?" I would have told him, "Yeah, well, of course we're still friends. I still very much care for you." Uh, I just, I'm getting to the point where I feel mentally dangerous and obsessive to an unhealthy extent. Extent. And I don't want to hurt people I like. That's the last thing I want to do. But I don't know. But either way, he liked me and he hurt me without even hesitating, out of spite. And then of course we know how I am. Of course I was gonna hurt him back out of spite. But he's a hypocrite. He's the type of person to be like, Tamia, how dare you tell everyone that I was trying to cheat on my girlfriend? Because mind you, this is a context I forgot to mention. I learned. Let's just say things got learned within the last 2 days of us. Within the last few days of us having a friendship, where he did kind of confess of emotionally cheating on his partner of 2 years, on and off. But and that is upsetting, of course. But either way, he was like, "What the fuck, Tamia? You're gonna be so spiteful and so mean to me just because what? You're hurt. I feel sorry for you that you even feel the need to do that." And it's like, nigga, you did the same shit. I said I wanted space so that we could be healthier friends, so that I could just simply take time away from you to do stretches, do vitamins, get some hobbies, have a life of my own, not obsess over you and make you uncomfortable. And then we could re-meet weeks later, and then your response was to basically give the equivalent of, "Well, fuck you anyway, I don't want someone who's annoying me." Like, damn near word for word, bar for bar, what he fucking said. He lashed out because he was afraid of getting hurt. What? I can't have that same luxury? Fuck, hey. And it makes me sad because I really would have wanted to be his friend. I really would have. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe later down the line, we might meet again. Like, and if you're like, to me, what makes you so sure? The thing is, I'm not sure. But I'll put it this way: I have a history of things happening with men and them overlooking it because they're horny or because they really need someone there for them. Like, for example, last night I met up with a guy. No one will know this name unless you've been here for a while. His name is Juan Carlos, also known as JC. He's a Latin lover I've had passively since I was like 19 or so. He was a catalyst to make me into a gold digging bitch, just like Hay was, because if I didn't have my fallout with Hay, I would have never met the current German dude who's giving me a shit ton of money. So, whatever. But simply put, JC, oh, I mentioned in a previous video, I don't know if anyone remembers this, I actually full on threatened to murder JC. And actually, I wouldn't even call it a threat. It was more like I fully was planning to do it. I forget oh, I remember the context. I was kind of, I won't say the words jealous. I'll just say, after a long time of being friends and or fuck buddies with JC, he has this habit where 1 second he's the dude where it's like he wants to spend any free second of time he has going on live long ass drives around the city, serenading me, eating my pussy and titties just to make me come and make me feel pleasure. Talking to me about his life trauma and how he truly feels and secrets about him as a person, crying into my chest, holding me for hours as on a hot summer night or a nice rainy night, and like even trying to go out of his way to be like, "Here, I'll get you this food. Hey, just to be nice. Oh, here's a seashell. Do you want it just to be nice? Oh, hey, watch this episode of like this cool TV show with me. Hey, why not?" It's like we were just supposed to be sex, but he was egging it on for more. That's the type of shit I mean when I say that I hate when a slut can't be a slut. If you're a slut, just be a slut. Suck my clit and leave. Stop trying to overcomplicate shit. That's why I hate Mitchell. That's why shit with Hay got weird. Just be a slut. Be a slut and stop fucking shit up. God, eat my pussy. Make it simple. The men are as complicated as this fucking weather because, bitch, why is it so fucking hot right now? The sun is burning my hand through the window damn near. But it's also been raining, like, rainstorm ass, monsoon ass weather all day. What the fuck? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, niggas are weird. And that's coming from me. But let's just say JC would have a habit of doing everything unnecessary, like going just way too far. And then switching up and being like, "Me and you, friends? We're barely even friends." And it's like, oh, interesting. So we aren't friends, but you insisted on being like snuggled up at that beach with me until fucking 4 or 5 in the morning watching the sunrise as you vented about everything stressing you out in your life ever. Like that nigga would tell me shit that was so sad or disturbing or fucked up. And like it's like, oh, I'm not your friend though. And at some point there was a point in time like last some point in like October or November, we met up after a long time of not meeting. And he admitted the reason he didn't meet up with me is because there was this girl he was trying to work up the nerve to ask out that he thought was sexy as fuck. And did he? No. And I thought to myself, oh, okay, so he knew I was suicidal. He knew I was depressed. He knew I was going through it. He knew that I needed somebody to be there as a friend at least. Or even just to fucking suck my clit. And he could, oh, I could do the most for him. I could be his little stand in mommy, his therapist, his little fucking girlfriend experience, but he couldn't even be a friend when I needed it. He got the sad voicemails. He knew how fucked up shit was. To keep this nice and brief, let's just say I remember at some point I told him to stop. I remember I recorded that moment. I called him to his face pathetic. And he didn't like that. But it's like, yeah, you took a whole fucking month and a half to ignore me to try to ask out another bitch, and you couldn't even do that? I don't know if this. Imagine how you would feel if you did everything for someone and you found out they would sacrifice everything between you and them for even the passive chance at an opportunity that they would never even take. I wish I truly had a good metaphor for it, but I really don't. I guess imagine having the type of so called ally in your life where they would fucking sell your soul for a chicken nugget, and the whole time they don't even like chicken nuggets. That's kind of like how I felt. Like he knew how bad it was for me, and hmm, let's just say I whipped out my switchblade that night in his car at some point. Quietly. It was pretty random. Like it was just a silent drive and I whipped out my switchblade. And I could tell my body was just like, you need to whip out the blade. Do it. And it was not pushing the thought out of my brain until I did it. And then once I did it, I had one of two options, and I chose the option where I folded that shit back into my pocket after admiring it for a second. He noticed. Eventually, he dropped me off back to my place, and I said, hey, listen, I almost had the chance. I almost killed you tonight. And I stopped myself, and I don't think I'm going to stop next time. So block my number and never see me again. And then he sped off driving super, super fast once I left his car. I'll put it this way, though. You want to guess what I did last night? I got head from that very same man. He was calling me all sort of baby, sweetie, sexy. Like, we were just supposed to meet for the sake of titty sucking. Because I was, like, what can I say? It was late at night. My phone charger was busted to the point where it wasn't even charging at a stupid angle. I needed a phone charger. Everywhere was closed. And, like, I guess the day before, so I don't know. I'd been scared about shit going on in the area. About, like, ice raids going on and all this scary shit. And I guess I reached out just to leave him a little Mountain Dew fueled voicemail. I love leaving people voicemails. And I said, hey JC, I don't wish you well, but I don't wish you hell either. Just checking in to see how you're doing. Like, cause I know you got what you like. Shit's getting scary in this country, and it's pretty terrifying. I'm not sure how you're feeling. Just know that I thought of you, so I'm reaching out. And then he seemed to have appreciated that because he responded super quick that evening, and then he kept giving little micro responses, like the next day, where it didn't matter if I gave him a one-word reply. He would try to respond hella quickly, and then if I still didn't reply, he'd find time to send more messages hours later, like, oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I'm good though. Times have been tough, but I'm good. And I just was like, oh, okay, he's definitely interested in me. I'm not taking the bait though, because it's like, eh. But either way, what can I say? Last night, I didn't have a charger cord, and it was fucking like 12:30 in the morning. I was horny and couldn't masturbate, and here was this man who has a charger cord and a mouth, and who does not get pussy. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, some fun went down, and amen for that. And it was really, really lovely. And yeah, and then it was supposed to just be like titty sucking, but he's like a giver type. So next thing you know, I'm getting my ass eaten. Next thing you know, this man's slurping me up like I'm motherfucking udon noodles with extra fucking chashu pork, baby. That shit was great. Woo, that was great. That shit was wonderful. I very, very, very much enjoyed that. Woo, 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 woo. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Woo. Sorry, I zoned out for a bit and forgot I was recording. But he's a chill individual. And we had fun. And he did actually talk. We talked a lot about like how we've been doing it. Not too much about how we've been doing in our lives, because I made a conscious decision to not ask him about his life anymore, because he's such a little piss baby. But we did talk a lot about like the political climate and how it's scary, because it's like, let's just say he I care about people who are here, whether or not they have what's considered needed by the government to be here. Because it's like, if they aren't doing anything bad, they should be here. Like, hell, the new German nigga, he's a first generation immigrant. He's not exactly worried about shit, but like, you never know. And I don't know, I'm just checking in on all my homies right now. Like, even if we aren't super close, because I don't know. But yeah, I guess this just ties back to what I was gonna say, is like, I can have fallouts with people, but still mysteriously get into contact with them. Like, trust me, like, I'm the type of person where I told a nigga months ago that he was a neurotic, autistic. A lot. I said as many insults as I can with ick at the end, because he gave me the ick, and I was like, let's make a little poem out of this. Let's just insult the fuck out of this man. And I did, and I said he had a very fucked up, tangled tooth, rat face mouth, and that he looked like a naked mole rat, and a bunch of little mean things. I said that to this one guy I know in the comedy scene. But guess what? Like, I heard that his open mic had basically no audience, so I showed up with the guest, and suddenly he treated me like I was the best thing on earth. I've done that for people. I've had people in instances where it's like, I have cursed, like hell, one of my buddies, Seamus, I've cursed that nigga out so many different times, but give it a few days, I will still call him up and be like, hey, you need people for your audience tonight? He was like, yeah, and then I'll show up. I'll show up with a few people in tow, make sure they're buying drinks and tickets at the door type shit, because they deserve it. To MIDI with the immaculate flow. A raps and bars, that's the way to go. A raps about bars is the way to go. A we're having fun. But yeah, you can threaten to murder a man and actually, like, with full intention to do it. And they, like, sometimes niggas just don't give a shit. They really don't. They really don't. In fact, with the German dude, I won't say something about him that I'm supposed to keep secret, obviously. But let's just say he did kind of, we were having a conversation. He was like, I don't know you too well. I don't know if you have the potential to be, I don't know, maybe vindictive or volatile, or, and I just straight up, no hesitation, smile on my face, said, oh yeah, I can be a very vindictive person. And I fully meant that, because I was doing vindictive shit to someone else the night before. Like, really. And then this nigga just full on pauses what he's saying, and he's like, well, I think everyone can be a little vindictive, can't they? And I just thought to myself, he brushed that off way too easily. Sometimes red flags stare niggas in the face and they just brush them off. It can be both infuriating, but also kind of cool depending on the context. If I tell a nigga my specific red flags and outline boundaries in advance, and then he crosses them, then no offense, whatever the fuck comes his way, he deserves. Cause that's like the book of Evil Dead. It's like the book literally says, "Do not fucking open me. Don't turn the page. Don't open me." Like, it's hard as fuck to open that book, and niggas still open that book because they really are just like, yeah, let's do whatever dumb shit we can. And now you're crying because the woods are out there tormenting you, or whatever the fuck happens in that movie. That movie's weird as fuck. It's like, why are you getting raped by the forest and becoming demons and shit? The Evil Dead is a weird franchise, but I appreciate that it exists. And also, yes, that is a. If you haven't seen Evil Dead, it actually is a thing canonically, where the trees like take a woman and then they sexually assault her, so she gets possessed by like a weird fucked up ghoul. It doesn't make any sense to me, but you know what? It's a horror movie. Sometimes in horror movies you can just make shit up. That's just an interesting thing to make up. But you know what? Being fucked by a tree does sound horrifying, so I get it. Even though I saw some weird AI porn online where I guess some people fantasize about that for some fucking reason. I sure don't. I didn't want that shit popping up. I was looking up lesbian porn and like titty flashing. I don't know why they thought, yeah, Timmy wants to see AI tree dicks in buttholes today. I did not. Not at all. That was terrible. Sorry, I'm getting off context a bit. Then again, this is just a casual talk video, no exact context included. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just that type of person. Like, I've ruined niggas' lives and tormented them for 4 months and they would still match with me on Bumble. I've had people that I have cursed out their entire family, on and on and on, and then a year later, like, that same guy is saying that he wants to marry me and getting like 3 different jobs and making a shit ton of money because he just wants to be able to afford like a house with me and a career with me and a life with me, and be able to afford like a family of 3 or 4 someday with me. Yeah, but I don't know. That's just how I feel. People are the way that they are. Oh, that's what I've got the main point of this video. It does feel like a fucked up joke that it's like I had time this weekend where it's like the German guy I'm seeing, he was gonna be busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I thought to myself, cool, and I have the money so I can do whatever I want over the course of the next several days to figure out what can truly make me happy. What do I want to use the money on? What can make me exhilarated and thrive? What can make me better? What can make me happy? Like, and I'm figuring it out along the way. I truly am. Like, for example, I could get my hair done. Will that truly make me happy? Not really, because I remember last time I got my hair done, did I look amazing as fuck? Yeah. Could I go out places easier and always look like the most stunning person in the room? Absolutely. But it also didn't change the fact that it's like, the braids made my head throb with pain every day for months, and by the time they actually felt okay, it had already been, like my hair already got frizzy beyond belief, and then I'd have to wear a hat all the time. And that's annoying as fuck. It's like, okay, and I guess I'm just thinking, like, what could truly make me happy? Do I want my eyebrows waxed? Because I think I'm okay in that department. Like, a cleanup would be nice, but simply put, I've had my eyebrows fucked up too many times, and I'm not trying to just go fully bald up there. No, thank you. And I don't know, it's just, I'm trying to figure out what would make me happy in uncertain times. Like, that's something me and Juan Carlos talked about last night, is how everything's changing so fast. Like, DEI laws, immigration laws, fucking laws surrounding protesting, and like rights that we have as individuals and social security, and a bunch of things are just fucking going crazy. How are, like, I never know what day I just have to up and leave, because let's just say it's getting concerning and we are already reaching levels of fascism that are becoming very scary, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Shit like that made already the pandemic hard, because we had shelter in place, we were inside all the time. I was inside for several fucking years. I was losing my fucking shit, because it was like anything I aspired for myself was gone. You couldn't see anything past like what the current day was, and even then you'd forget what day it was so quickly. All days were the same. It was like being in a little bunker, and then I'm just supposed to leave and believe that everything's gonna be fine just because the world says it's fine. But the whole time it's like, nope, everything's changed. Can't go into a restaurant anymore expecting good treatment, but at the same time, if you don't tip in advance or don't, like, I don't know, it's like food quality is dwindling, sickness is on the rise, kindness is drifting away, people don't know the names of their neighbors anymore, camaraderie is lessened. My city is suffering. Businesses that I love are closing left and right, left and right. It makes me sad. I really want to know what I can do. I want a community. I want brilliance and abundance and happiness. And I want to feel good. Huh. The German guy I'm seeing, he's nice, because on top of the money he gave me, he did buy me vitamins, and he also got me a new pair of shoes and my feet done, a nice little pedicure and some things like that. And I am happy about it. But I guess it's like, okay, what else can I do? It's like I could do Twitch streaming. I did say that I wanted more friends, and I could buy a video game. I already have a Blue Yeti mic, and I have a computer. And if I'm just gonna be laying at home doing not much anyway, I could play video games. I used to have a lot of fun on Discord during the pandemic playing video games for my homies on Discord, and I have a blast with them. Speaking of which, I should probably check in on how everyone's doing. It's just weird. I'm in a weird position where it's like I have 2 men in my life right now who could technically get me anything I want if I ask for it. And yet, I don't feel satisfied. Probably because it's like, okay, you have Liam, but me and Liam don't have conversations or good sex anymore. And we don't really have much to bond over. So, that's like a non existing. Yeah, everything about that's non existent. And then on top of that, then it's like, okay, who else do I have around? German dude, like, German dude's okay. He wasn't able to talk to me for several days because he's busy and stressed out and stuff, and I get it. That's a part of our arrangement and agreement. I leave him alone when he wants to be left alone, and that's fine. I respect that. I'm not gonna annoy him. But damn, like, how do I put this? I was happy when I met him after Hay because I was like, oh look, Hay was taking 7 hours to talk to me, like like between messages and shit, and making me feel cold and silly for wanting like more than just one word answers or like hella late replies and like questions getting ignored as he sends me porn links. Like, fuck Hay, honestly. Fuck Hay. Stupid ass fuck. He's disgusting. I really wanted things to work with him, but you can't work with people who are fucking terrible. So what can I say? It was nice while it lasted. It could have lasted longer, but Hay's got a shit ton of issues, so let's not even. It's just a shame. I really thought it was going to work out with him. He had so much potential. He did better than most, but didn't mean he was good. Just because someone's better than shit doesn't mean they're gold. It just means that they're dirt. Or like dirt with bits of gold flecks in it. Not gold. And simply put, it feels great when it's like, okay, like, Hay got to get embarrassed because in under 24 hours, I was getting eaten out by the German dude in the back of his Tesla. And under 24 hours of ending things with Hay, that's what I did. Hay was so distressed by that. And he doesn't want to admit it, but it's okay because I knew. And it made me feel very good that I got to hurt him in that way. Because imagine how hurt I felt when he acted like I was nothing to him. After I thought I meant something to him in any sort of way, as a friend, as a fuck, anything. So he can suck my dick. And I'm glad I got to hurt his feelings. And between you and me, let's just say I better go through something so good very soon so that I don't think about doing the second thing that I can easily do to hurt Hay some more. Which I easily want to and could. But let's focus on the positive right now. German dude was nice. German dude, like every single day, like 7 a.m. on the dot. Good morning, baby. How are you doing? Good morning, sweetness. Good morning, angel. Good morning, beautiful, gorgeous, all that. And then, we talked almost all day, every day, like as often as we could. You can imagine how much it sucks that it's like, okay, now I have to suddenly go like 4 days, almost 5 days, without talking to this wonderful man who I very much like the attention of. Plus, we had sex on Thursday for the first time, and I have to tell you, whew, I don't like comparing is tasteless, but then again, I'm gonna allow myself to be a little tasteless. Let me have some fun. I'm a little sick in the head and also physically, so let me have this one little thing. Hay was a nice dick, but his was extremely extremely slim and it didn't have foreskin, and I don't like dicks like that because they're like not sensitive. Like, this, what can you do with it? They're not sensitive in any way. The sensitivity is all off. But he was 7 inches and he did great. The new guy is like Coke can level thick, if not more, and then also allegedly 7.5. I don't know if I believe that he's 7.5. It did feel, or maybe it's just because he's so fucking big that it took a while to fit the whole thing in. But even when it fit down to the hilt, I don't know. Maybe it was just a little bit too big, so it couldn't move with the gracefulness of Hayes. Because Hay was doing some slidey, in and out type, like some porn, like, oh my god, Hayes. I'm so mad at Hay because it's like he could have been a porn star. We could have been friends. I would have loved to have. Whatever. Did you know Hay also has no gag reflex? Yeah, that's amazing. He showed me that the first time we ever hung out. Like, unprovoked, watching this movie, he for some reason just grabbed my fingers and shoved them down his throat because he wanted to see how, like, I could reach all the way back far down his neck and all that, and he wasn't gagging a single bit. It wasn't arousing, but it was hot. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't remember if my clit jumped or not. I wouldn't say it got the pussy super hot, but it got it warm enough to be like, oh, okay. Like, I see this and I am impressed. Hey, I don't have a dick, so I don't know why he's showing me this, but you know what? Sometimes men just like to do that with me. Men just like to show me that they would be really good at sucking dick if they had the chance. And I don't have a dick, but you know what? I appreciate I appreciate that they like me enough to do that. I like men who are a little bit gay. Just a little bit. Or no, a lot of it. Sometimes you could be a lot of bit gay with me. Vincent was gay. That was nice. Riley was also gay. Hey, definitely he's made out with men before, which is really hot. I wish I could have seen that. Ah, man, I would fuck Hay again. But don't tell him I said that. I really liked Hay. I liked him a lot more than I thought he did. When I first saw his photos, I thought he was ugly as fuck. But no, it turns out he's just extremely unphotogenic and does not know his angles and poses. Plus, he got a hair color that doesn't suit him, and a septum ring as big as a fucking cowbell and or a horseshoe. And like, yeah, but he is a very attractive man. Like, no offense, dude could like. I'm not saying he's the finest motherfucker on earth. He's no Ryan Gosling, but it's like when he takes off his glasses and shit, and the septum ring, it's like that man could slut me out any day he wants. Even like he could really just hit me up right now and call me and be like, "Come over." I would fuck him so good. It would be fucking real medieval up in that bitch. Oh, we would get nasty until the room stinks. The wallpaper would fucking peel off the walls. Toes would curl in directions they have not curled before. We would be whores. Hey. On the floor, on the door. Give me some more. Sorry. Why am I rapping? Sorry. I was really thinking about that, but it's like, that would be amazing. I would love that. I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting that we fuck one more time. That was really, really good. I don't know, but it is interesting in life how it's like things can be bad with the person, but then they could still pop up later down the line and then be friends as if nothing happened. Like, it's always interesting to navigate bonds like that, you know? Like, you know, me and Liam have been through a lot with each other, good and bad, and yet we still come out the other end, like, you know, watching anime and cuddling and eating cool little snacks together that we get from Safeway and fun little cute jokes to make along the way and stuff. I really wanted Hay to be the new Liam in my, like, and I know that's sad to say, but I did. Because Hay was able to give me, like, 1,000 times more conversational effort. And was a fucking sex god. I'm gonna be fucking honest about that. Even though it embarrasses me and makes me want to blush and vomit. It was true. It is true. German dude is cool. Oh yeah, German dude. We fucked Thursday. That thing is big. He does not know how to work his thing. Like, Jesus, I had never, because it's like, German dude has everything I like in a man from head to toe. Like, ooh, you're just, his thighs, he's got an ass like Nicki Minaj, and he's got pretty blue eyes, and a big ass dick, and thick, lovely, luscious thighs. Oh my god, and he's got money. I love that. And, you know, and he's pretty nice, and we're able to talk freely about a lot of things. And it's really peaceful. We have a lot in common so far. But I will say this, we are getting closer and more comfortable with each other, which I do like. Like, you know, but we are also getting, I don't know. Let's just say I'll keep it short and simple. I tried to fuck him. He doesn't know how to work that thing. Like, I don't know how to explain. Sometimes it's hard to explain things. Like, imagine someone that has a hammer, you know? Someone who knows how to work a hammer will have the right way of using the hammer. But imagine the type of person who has a big ass hammer and they grab it from the metal end and it kind of like flops haphazardly. And then they try to use it, but the hammer's just kind of like, it's like you're just like, what kind of, that's kind of what his dick was doing. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you really watched him fuck me, you'd be like, wow, this guy, he didn't even know how to do the simple in and out. Like, it, like at first he almost had it, but like how to move the whole thing. But I guess at some point he was just like, no, and then he just did like a weird little hump move that didn't move his penis at all. But he was happy and he nutted extremely fast, and it was so hot. But it's like not that hot. Like it wasn't even some sort of overly romantic, passionate thing. It was like, trust me, it's like, I hate to say it because it really does embarrass me to the point of wanting to cry and vomit. Hay fucked so much better, and that makes me sad to say. And also, he ate pussy better. I don't know. It's just annoying. It's like, okay, I met a sex god. That sucks. A sex god who I really wanted to be friends with, but I can't. So instead, I'm just gonna be with this guy who seems to have a solid amount of wealth and a bigger dick, but not quite the talent needed for like it. But you know what? Hey, he's willing. He texts me in set from 7 a.m. to like 11 p.m. at night, and he will happily eat my pussy and suck my titties for my pleasure. He doesn't need sex with me. And he's happy to just like fucking take his time getting to know me and slow. And you can tell he genuinely does. He's like, yeah, you don't have to get super dressed up to see me. If anything, how about you just wear like a jeans and a sweater this time? Like, just this time. I want to see how you look casual. And like, he wants to know about like certain hobbies and things I go through that aren't like totally, he doesn't want like a perfect girl pretending to be his girlfriend. He wants like someone where it's like an actual like, hey, are you sort of my girlfriend? Like, yeah, we have an arrangement, but like, you don't have to put on. You could just be you to me. Like, what do you do for fun? What can you tell me about yourself that I could like? Like, he's a sweet guy, and I want to be good. It is a shame that we aren't talking, but you know what? Maybe we might meet tomorrow. But even then, I guess I've just been. It is annoying how I was like, I'm gonna spend the time that we have from Friday all the way to Monday just figuring out in those 4 days how to make my life better. All I'm gonna do, like getting my hair done and vitamins and hygiene and my bedroom and all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna make my life fucking perfect because that is a lot of money that I can definitely use to improve my life conditions. And guess what the fuck happened? Did it work? Almost. Almost. Until I got sick. And now I feel like I am finally on the other side. I'm not sure if I should knock on wood or not, but I feel better. I'm at the final stages, but then again, I've been saying that for the last fucking 2 days, if not 3 days, but I don't know. So I'm just letting myself lay down, sleep it out, sweat it out, taking my vitamins when I want to and need to, and going from there. And I'm letting myself live. And I might buy some video games so I can do some Steam games and some streaming on here. And then maybe with that, I can also bond with Liam some more over it. I want to get back into dance classes. I used to take those. Those were great for exercise, but also great for like sensuality and confidence. I could look into more stuff about like community gardens and like planting, like especially now that the weather's getting better. I'm sure some places would love that. And let's see, yeah, and I'm just figuring out what I want because I've been noticing it's like, okay, aside from like sparkly items and oral sex and good dick, what do I want to truly make me happy? I'd say friends. I'd say I want to actually have passions of mine continue. Like I want to be able to record raps. Like that was something that the German dude actually learned about me recently. He was like, "What the fuck, you rap?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I need to hear this now." So, and I would actually like to produce some of the raps that I've actually been writing for quite a while. And let's see. I guess it's like I want to be able to be like how I used to, where it's like I used to go out all the time and try new food and always have the best of the best places to be. I want to be a socialite, and I've been doing pretty good at that. Like still get invited to like comedy shows and events totally for free, just because everyone loves me and supports me, and because I show love to the people in the events. And I don't know. I'm at that stage where it's like I want to level up my life, but it's like what first? I could get into herbalism. That is something I mentioned in my last video wanting to do. Like I could start off small, like a nice little glass jar, some garlic honey. Ooh, I could do some sourdough starter. I'd have to clean out my fridge first, but some sourdough starter could really be good. Then I could spend like almost any moment I can like baking up a storm, and that's something I really do want to do. And it would be healthy for my gut and my system as well. Uh, I want to get back into. What do I want to? I noticed I was really a lot more flexible than I gave myself credit because let's just say, hey, and German dude both put me in some positions I didn't even know I was physically capable of. Like I put my legs back behind my ears, and that was fucking hot. See, Hay would have been amazing to be on good terms with because he was so sexy. I like no offense, he fucked me so good I almost said I loved him during sex. I love when someone fucks me that good. Except you can't say you love them, so I just have to like awkwardly. But oh man, I wish I could tell fuck buddies I love them during sex. I wish I could tell everybody that I love them because I do. Sometimes I really do. I can see people at their most fucking flawed and still be like, you know what? I still love you, dude. You're cool. I ain't got a reason to hate you. I don't hate you as much as you think I do. I actually love you. You can love people without it being romantic. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you exist and I find you beautiful. You're like, yeah, I see how pathetic you can be at times, but it doesn't change the fact that I fucking love you. Kind of like how moms see their kids be dumb as fuck and stupid little shit brains and shit bodies and like and lamos, and they'll still be like, oh, that's my baby. Oh yeah, baby, I love you. That's how I feel about people. Which is why I'm able to have those people who I curse the fuck out, or tell off, or almost get into physical fights with, and then you'll catch me hanging out with those same people like a few days later or a few months later, just like hello lit. And it's so funny because then they greet me happily too and be like, oh, thank God Tamia's here at this fucking comedy show. Yay, she's here. It's like a double win of, yes, we didn't have an audience, but also, hey, the girl who said she hated me is back. It's like they get so happy. It's so cute. Yes, I love that type of shit. I love people so much. I really do. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Not much other than, oh yeah, but I guess I could get back into sewing. Yeah, Joanne's Fabrics is closing soon. I might actually need to hit up my German boyfriend, whatever you call him, and be like, damn it. That's another reason I was gonna be friends with Hay, because Hay, with his little gay ass, he wanted to do sewing and shit with me. Nothing's wrong with being a gay ass, he just is gay, and you can be straight and enjoy sewing, but it also helps that he does very much make out with men. He's in denial. I hope he makes out with more men soon. Oh, I also forgot to mention, there was someone else on Reddit I remember I ended things on bad terms with. I remember I called them so many bad words. And I said they smelled like the water you get with a bag of, like, fucking, with a blob of mozzarella. Like, they stunk like shit, like cheese, like asshole and booty. Like flat iron dingleberries type smell. Like if someone had dingleberries stuck to their asshole and put a hot iron through it. Like, some nigga smelled it. I was so mean to that man. But then months later, like, I made a new account. He didn't know it was me, despite how he should have. It's like, bitch, how many, like, let's just say with how I describe myself and write, he should have known it was me. But I don't know, men can be very stupid and forgetful. Like I said, I've had men I've tormented for 4 months who live in my goddamn neighborhood match with me on Bumble as if they didn't fucking know me. So, I don't know. At least we know it's not the looks that are the problem. But I hit up that guy on Reddit and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, noticed you reached out. We've met before. It didn't end well, but how are you doing? And he told me, like, even though it did end poorly, he was like, oh, hey, yeah, it's going good. It's going good. And he told me about how he changed his motivation from being a doctor to being a lawyer, and he's moving to New York soon and gonna possibly do this and that in classes and take the bar exam. And I was happy for him. I truly was. It was beautiful. I'm glad when I'm able to have moments like that with people. It'd be nice if that could be that with Hay, because I thought Hay was going to be a cool buddy where we could go out and get, like, clearance fabric together and, like, draw and draft out, like, ideas for, like, cute little outfits and stuff. But you know what? Sometimes people suck. And that's just the way it is. Because I thought Mitchell was going to be so cool. And Mitchell sucked fucking donkey dick. I thought Mitchell was going to be amazing, but was Mitchell amazing? No, Mitchell was the type of guy where if things went well with him, I would have loved to have spent, like, Valentine's Day weekend with Mitchell would have been amazing. Because it's like between Valentine's Day, the fucking All-Star Weekend parades going on, making the whole city crazy, and there was some other event that happened that weekend, but there was a bunch of shit that went down that weekend. Oh, and it was President's Day. We could have had a 4-day fuckathon romance, but no, niggas want to be fearful avoidant. Like, can these niggas get therapy? Because I'm so tired of people being like, oh yes, when we hang out next, we can go camping. Do you like, oh, we could go to Truckee and Lake Tahoe together? Or men being like, oh my god, we should hang out at my place sometimes and we could do soaking as we watch, like, cool foreign films. And if you don't know what soaking is, it's when you just put it in and you leave it in you. It's really fun. I recommend it. I've done that. Except be careful, you can get BV that way. And it's like, I'm tired of niggas hyping up plans and hypotheticals with me just for it to be like the smallest bit of, like, not even confrontation, just like they internalize some sort of problem that's a non-issue. And if they don't lash out about it, they close themselves off or shut down. And it's like, can you niggas be normal? Like, niggas will be like, I like Timothy. There's no way she could ever like me back. So I'm going to get really passive-aggressive and sad and gloomy and accusatory for the rest of the week. Even if every single day of the week I'm like, oh, damn, I really like Mitchell. Mitchell's so great. Mitchell's awesome. He's so fun. I hope I can hang out with Mitchell more. I hope Mitchell knows I adore him, because I tell him I adore him every 6 seconds. And I was still afraid that he didn't like me, but it's okay. We both showed each other we liked each other, but, like, I guess he was still terrified of the chance that I didn't truly like him back, and he didn't want to embarrass himself. I didn't want to embarrass myself either, but I still ripped out the Band-Aid. And funny enough, I didn't project onto him, but he did onto me, and shit just Can men get therapy? Because I keep meeting men who are the most lovable, beautiful men on this planet. Like, gorgeous, fucking godlike, beautiful. Like, shit. I still think about how Mitchell looked when I showered with him during Christmas break. That man looks like a fucking angel. It's heavenly. I'm getting wet again. I can't think about this. No, I'm gonna get sad again. I just forgot about that nigga. And now I'm thinking about Hay and how good he looked as I was riding on top of him, grinding him with his glasses off. And you see how he's got big, beautiful, like, fucking brownie batter eyes. Ooh, he's gorgeous in his tattoos and his body. He's got that sexy body type I like, where a man's like muscular but a little bit plushy and just like really, really big. Like, you would not guess that he was a muscular man from the way he dresses himself. Like, he looks like an average bodied, like, out of shape dude, but then when he takes off his shirt, like his clothes, it's like, never mind, this man works the fuck out. Oh, he's so fine. Uh, oh, Mitchell, you so fine, you so fine, you blow my mind. And hey, 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 and hey, hey, why are all these niggas sexy and evil? Can they, like, what's, just be nice, open up about your emotions and be nice to the chick who specifically has always let you open up about your emotions and is nice to you. It's not that fucking hard. But niggas want to make shit harder and they shoot themselves in the foot, and that's exactly how I met German Dude in the first place. Because Hay wanted to be a disrespectful little cunt, a little maladaptive neurotic, and so because of him being such a lame ass, that's how I met German Dude. And now German Dude's around, and even it, like, yeah. I would have really liked things to have worked out with Hay. I would have, but it's okay. And then shit with German Dude, so far so good. He's got a beautiful body, and I can't wait to get my hands on it next. Oh my god, he is fine as fuck. But I will say this. I'm trying to figure out how to make my life the best life ever. And, like, against all odds. And I guess I'm still staying optimistic, but my goals change all the time. Like, if you would have asked me before, I'd, I'd be like, hey, I have a fur coat, or my goals are I want a fur coat and a sparkly necklace and some red bottoms. And I got all those now, and it's like, okay, shit, I want sundresses and Art Deco style jewelry and huge gemstones the size of my head, and I got that now. German Dude Lily ordered that for me. It's at Liam's house as we speak. And, like, and more keeps happening, and it's like, okay, it's just sort of like, huh. Like, I'm trying to figure out what material items do I need and or want to make my life better with $1,000. And that's a whole lot of, like, website searching and couponing and shit that I'm gonna have to do, of course. But you know what? I will figure this shit out. But yeah, this video is long enough, but I'm optimistic because it's like, I can keep buying wigs and jewelry until one day I'll wake up and realize it's not what I want. Because what I actually want is I want to put my money towards making music, or I want to buy art supplies and, like, actually, like, buy tickets to go to, like, film mixers so I can network with other people. I want to afford consistent food and vitamins so I can, and, like, maybe get some headphones so I can actually work on my goals with music and screenwriting and all that. You know what I mean? And I want to do better. I want to do really good in my life overall. So yeah, I guess that's the goal. And I'm figuring out step by step, like, what can I have materially and non-materially that'll make me happy. Not just stuff that I can wear and look nice, but kind of like how think of it this way. You could buy stuff to attract you to a rich man or make someone think you were rich, but it's like, what would actually make you feel rich? And I know I want genuine friendship, emotional stability, mental health, physical health. Like, I want my body to thrive. And then it's like, okay, what if your body's perfect? What if you have clear skin, your hair done, and everything looks perfect? You want clean clothes? Cool. You want a clean bedroom? Cool. And then after that, what do you want? If everything worked out now, what would be the first thing you do to make sure you were happy? Like, if you had the funds, I'd go to the movies. I would go to the beach. I would check out farmers markets and bake and cook and sing and dance and thrive. And I want to be happy. Beautifully, beautifully happy. All right. And I will go back to gardening and having succulents and making all sorts of cool, unique recipes and foods and baking for my loved ones. And I'll enjoy every second on this planet. This is meant for me and I'm meant to be happy. All right, bye.